Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, the Red, White, and Bills. This is NFL Weekly Picks, Week 7. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Brett will not be with us again today. Unfortunately, he was in a car accident due to the fall of another driver, ran a red light, had a concussion, sensitive to light right now. He's okay, thank God, but he's taking another week off to get some rest. So I got his picks as well, but keep him in your prayers. And we're going to get into this in honor of him, as you know how we always do it. He's still in the lead, 57 and 36, and I'm 50 and 41. But this week we have a lot of different picks, so this could really swing momentum in one way or another. So Denver versus New Orleans in Thursday Night Football. Brett went with the Saints. I'm going with Denver. I'm not confident Spencer Rattler is going to be able to perform well against this great Broncos defense. Yeah, Kamara will probably be okay. I want to say Shaheed was on the injury report, and they're rattling through some injuries. Again, I didn't see the full report, but I have him in fantasy, and I want to say he's already out. So he's their deep threat, and I think it's going to be a nice Sean Payton revenge game. Then you got the Jags and the Patriots in London, and we both went with the Patriots for the upset of the week. And I think I was going to change it because he had it as well, but I think I'm just going to stick with it. I think that's a good one to pick. But yeah, no, I'm going to stick with that one too. But yeah, I just feel Drake May brings a new breath of life into the Patriots. Obviously, neither of them are playing great football right now, but the Jags defense just hasn't been good, and I think the Patriots defense is going to be good enough to hold the Jags off. But the other side of the coin, I'm feeling like you know the Jags were already in London, and you know how that affected the game last year when we played them and they were already in London. So part of me is like, I don't know, but that's a great upset pick. Then you got the Saquon Barkley and New York Giant revenge game. Philadelphia heading in the New York Giants. Giants just lost their franchise left tackle for the season. Daniel Jones seems to have come back down to earth. Malik Neighbors will probably be back. Giants have a great defense, but I think Philadelphia wins in a tight game, probably like a 16 to 10 type game. Then you got the Seattle Seahawks going into Atlanta. Seattle's reeling. They were really good in the first 3 weeks. I thought it's going to be one of those teams, and now they lost three straight. So now this is where you're going to find out who they really are, I believe, because if you lose four in a row, it's really tough to come back from. They got talent. I know they're battling injuries, but I want to see them win this game. Obviously, because my friend out there, Baker, who loves the Seahawks, but I got to see them win before I can start picking them again because I was picking them for a while. But I got Atlanta here. Brett also has Atlanta. Then you got Houston versus Green Bay in Green Bay. Again, Houston's got all these weapons, and minus the Patriots game, they were averaging like 19 points a game. I know they beat us, but we probably should have won that football game, even with Josh playing his worst performance ever. And they still only won 23-20. I don't know. I know it sounds like I'm a hater, but I'm not really high on Houston. Brett picked Houston to win. I'm gonna go with Green Bay. I mean, Jordan Love, yeah, he's throwing a ton of picks, but he seems to be humming whenever he's on. He's on, so I got a good feeling about that game in Green Bay. Then you got Cincinnati versus Cleveland. Man, Cleveland just traded the Bills and Amari Cooper. Thank you for that. Excited to watch him play, but man, Cleveland's just they haven't been good all year, and that was a team I thought was going to be one of those uh, first place teams, and very disappointed. We both picked Cincinnati there. Now this is a real good game. Detroit versus Minnesota for first place in the NFC North. 5-0 Vikings, 4-1 Detroit. Detroit did lose Aiden Hutchinson, who was over half of their total pass rush statistics. So yeah, they got a great offense still. However, the Vikings have an incredible defense. So I got to see the Lions play a good team without Hutch before I can really judge their defense. Because honestly, I know it's one player, but he was that heart and soul of that team, especially statistic wise. Brett picked the Lions. I'm picking the Vikings in Minnesota. And that's another good game. Miami versus the Colts. And I thought about picking Miami for my upset because the -3.5. But just like the Seahawks, even worse than the Seahawks, actually, Miami's averaging like 12 points a game this year. And I picked them to win against the Seahawks the week after Tua, and they got dominated. So I'm like, I can't pick them until they start winning again. So Brett picks Miami, but I also went with Indianapolis. I think they have a good down. The Colts defense is horrible, but they got a good O line. Jonathan Taylor might play. I don't know if he's playing yet. And I mean, part of me is like, I don't know about the Colts because from again, it's not confirmed yet, but I feel like all their receivers are on the injury report. You know what? I'm switching things up here. I'm going. Jags are going to win, and I'm picking Miami for my upset. So I threw a wrench in it because I know Miami's that's the rule, 3.5 underdog. So I'm going with Miami for the upset. Then you got Titans versus Buffalo. Hopefully we see Amari Cooper his first game in a Buffalo Bill uniform. I don't see why not. He's a true professional and a veteran. He's not going to know the offense, but you can throw him in there for certain. He's going to know some things. So this is a game Buffalo shouldn't lose. I mean, we've lost to bad teams before, but you got to win this football game. And then you got Vegas versus the Rams. This is the easy one. Vegas got rid of Adams. Vegas doesn't look good. Rams, I think, are getting Cooper Kupp back, and I think they're going to win this game at home. Carolina, Washington, that's the easy one. Carolina just is horrible. Washington's going to dominate them. Not much to say there. Kansas City versus San Francisco. San Francisco's 0-4 against Kansas City with Patrick Mahomes, and they're about to be 0-5. Kansas City just knows how to win. They have the best coaches. They have a quarterback who doesn't even need to produce. He's like an average quarterback this year, stat wise. He's just 6 touchdowns, 6 picks, not really doing much, and still winning football games. They just know how to do it. San Francisco, they're wishy-washy this year. I'm not really high on them as of right now. Kansas City is going to win that one. And this is another interesting game. I had to go with Pittsburgh, though, but New York Jets, Pittsburgh Steelers, Sunday Night Football. I hope the Steelers go with not Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, because he's been doing a decent job. And he's a mobile quarterback. Obviously, you saw the Jets struggle stopping the run when you got a good offensive line. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers can run on them, especially with Justin Fields. And the Jets, they do have Devontae Adams now, but Garrett Wilson just started clicking. Brees Hall had a good game last week against us. And from an outside perspective, I got a feeling that Adams is going to get peppered with like 20 targets a game. So Wilson's going to get phased out for the most part. But they could probably win that game, but I'm going to go with Pittsburgh at home. Their defense is outstanding. Then you got Baltimore versus Tampa Bay. That's going to be a fantastic game. I'm going with Baltimore. Tampa Bay's pass defense is just trash, and nobody's going to be able to stop Baltimore's run game this year. Because if you can stop Henry, you're not going to stop Lamar. If you can stop Lamar, you're not going to stop Henry. And you got to worry about Justice Hill. So I think Baltimore is going to have a great game there. Then you got the Chargers coming off a win after bye week, and the Cardinals, who again were a fan favorite of mine, but they've been disappointment after disappointment. And I got the Chargers beating them, and then Brett has the Cardinals. So that's it for us, guys. It's going to be a real interesting week because we had so many different things. But yeah, subscribe to the channel. Go over to Go Bills Podcast. Subscribe over there too. Send your prayers out to him. Hopefully he'll be back next week. But he is okay. He's at home resting. Thank you guys for tuning in. Go Bills. See you later.